When should you bring a character to level 80? I think some of you might be confused, like why would level 80 even be a question? Because shouldn't every character go to the max level? And actually the truth is it's not the case, because the resource that you actually need to take a character, for example here from 71 all the way to 80, costs us a lot of experience. This is like a 2.6 million EXP, 260k credits. That's like 70 runs of energy for a not really very significant increase in the overall stats of a character. For example, if I just go to Yenting here and I just click auto add, you can see there is only a 72 attack increase, which is like about 2% increase in attack. For this amount of resources, you could easily get this 2% elsewhere. And that is the main reason why a lot of people are saying, especially when you are just breaching Trailblaze level 60, you have like so many characters you build, you need to build your main 8 characters in your team, you don't have the resources to take every single one of them up to level 80, and you have to split it accordingly. So that's like the main debate, why people are saying that it's not efficient. I think there are some things to consider, and I'll give you 2 situations where I highly recommend you push a character to 80 as well, even if you are like, for example, Trailblaze level 60, just hit Trailblaze level 60 and still a bit strapped on resources. So the reason why 80 is going to be beneficial, I'm just going to tell you the pros and cons. This is like the pros of level 80. Other than for the minor stat differential that you get, you also are able to unlock this bonus ability which you get when you ascend characters. So 70, and once you get them 70 ascended, you have the ability to unlock this. For some characters, it's a huge plus, a huge boon to their kit. Especially for example, like Yenting practically has this speed up most of the time because he always crits, very vital as well. And other than that, if you push it to 75 and 80, you will be able to unlock like these traits here. The left one, different characters will have it in different positions, but usually it's like one trace level 75, one minor trace level 80, and this gives you additional stats which is quite significant. Like here's like 6% ice damage and 8% attack, which is like almost 2 substat rolls as well. So this additional damage and incremental damage makes sense. And this is the first situation I'll recommend you take your character up to 80, is when you have a hyper carry main DPS like Zilla or Jingyuan. These characters do a lot of the investment of your whole entire account is reliant on them dealing damage to wipe out the boss. If they don't have like the max scaling and the max amount of talents, the max amount of investment as you can go, for example here my stats aren't very good, so my hyper carry is not as excellent as, for example, someone who invested a lot more resources with much higher crit damage as well. And that is the first thing you want to think about. Characters like these, generally the Memory of Chaos requires you to have a DPS check, and your hyper carry is the most important character that you want to take to 80 for all these incremental bonuses that you can get as well. And I highly recommend you take these characters to level 80, both of them if you can. Of course, not as urgent as perhaps maybe some other ones that you want to ascend to get their other major traits. For example, maybe like if you have Silver Wolf here, you want to unlock certain major traces. I think these are more probably higher priority, but don't delay taking your hyper carries up to level 80. I think you will see tons of difference. I think the second situation that a lot of you might not be thinking about, it will be a character like Fire MC, and this is where I highly recommend people actually consider investing in your main character. And the reason is because in the long run, we will be getting many more versions of a main character, like maybe Abundance, Nihility, Harmony, and etc, etc. And the only thing that is being able to be carried over, like from Fire MC over to the future Physical MC, Imaginary MC, and etc, is the level that you give them. Of course, Relics is another part too, like Cones and stuff. But Tracers, Eidolons, the amount of investment you have in them disappears when you switch over the class. So that is in a bit of inefficiency in the very long run. In the short to medium term, your character can do benefit quite a bit from this additional HP, attack, and defense stat that you get from pushing to 80, combined with a bit of Tracers bonuses too. I just think that is a really good value for investment for the long run, and Fire MC should definitely be one of the characters at the highest of your list to take to level 80 as well. One other thing also is that she doesn't require you to farm those boss mats. For example, like if you wanted to farm an ascended character here, you had to farm these essential materials for them, which takes up quite a bit of energy. Fire MC doesn't require that because you get it all for free, but just by leveling your own Trailblaze level, pom-pom rewards and stuff like that. So that is another side plus for this character. Good long-term investment. As you can see here, I practice what I preach. I only leveled the 3 characters which I think are much more efficient for my account to push. The rest of them, even for example my secondary damage dealers like Yanting, even other 5-star characters that I have, I don't even take them up to level 80 as well. Of course, I try to ascend as many of them as I can. I have most characters here leveled and ascended to level 70 as well. And I just wanted to do a quick bonus point for those of you who stayed to this point in the video as well. I really appreciate your attention, and do like and subscribe if you're finding value in this video so far. I think once you reach a certain point, maybe you have your 2 DPSs level 80 and every single of your 8 characters like in your main Memory of Chaos team ascended already, there will come a point where you will actually have a choice to be made. Do you want to take your character up to your remaining characters up to level 80, or do you want to build new characters? Like for example, maybe the Memory of Chaos meta is shifting, a lot of people are saying to build this character, that character. At this point, I think it's highly more recommended, especially if you already have your main DPSs at level 80 and stuff like that, and most of your other requirements are already settled. At this point, it's better to actually expand your roster horizontally in terms of having more breadth rather than going deeper and leveling up the characters you already have. Why is this the case? In turn-based games, as you guys are aware, like for example Honkai Star Rail, more variety means you are able to tackle more content. And if the Memory of Chaos weaknesses changes, like if you need physical, you need wind, you need imaginary, Yukong in the coming days as well will be released, that is when you will be able to tackle more content, and in totality you will be able to get more resources out of the Memory of Chaos. If you found this video helpful, do give it a like, subscribe, and check out these 2 like other efficiency videos which I think you might be interested in as well. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.